It could finally be Ousmane Dieng's time to shine on the Oklahoma City Thunder, as we have some injuries right now with Jaylin Williams and Kenrich Williams, who might not be back even at the end of preseason. They're not going to play the entirety of preseason is what it's sounding like, especially J. Will, as J. Will has a right hamstring strain, and they said they're going to reevaluate it after all the preseason games are done, after preseason is done, to see if he's ready to go. But this gives Ousmane Dieng the perfect opportunity to come in and be like, look, I'm your guy off the bench to replace J. Will in that role. I'm even better than him, so I should get his minutes now. So this is his perfect time and opportunity to actually show the Thunder what he can do, why they drafted him at 11th overall in the 2022 NBA draft, so he can actually stay with the Thunder long term before he has to switch or get traded to another team, just because he hasn't really been panning out like the Oklahoma City Thunder planned him to do. So we're going to break that down here, cover, the J. Will injury, Kenrich a little bit, not all that much, and then, of course, Ousmane Dieng and what he can really show off with the Oklahoma City Thunder, especially from an article that I found on Sports Illustrated that kind of sums up what the plan is for Dieng now going forward with this injury. Before we get into all that, though, I want to take a moment and recognize that around 64% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, but yet you keep on coming back on a regular basis. If you enjoy the content we put out here on Thunder Digest and you want to support the channel, the best way to do so is by hitting that subscribe button. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the topic at hand of the day, talking about this J. Will injury, talking about Ousmane Dieng and all these guys right now for the Oklahoma City Thunder. As preseason, we're not really going to see our stars play. You're not going to see Dub all that much. Shai, Chet, they will get some minutes, but not their usual 32 to 36 minutes a game. You're not going to be seeing them in those regards, probably 20 to 24. Okay, it's probably what you're going to see from them. This is really just to see what our bench and rotation is going to look like, and finally who that fifth starter is going to be. Now, Ousmane Dieng has the perfect opportunity to push himself into a bench role with the Oklahoma City Thunder. With J. Will's injury now, Kenrich Williams having surgery, this is his perfect opportunity to come in here and be like, look, I'm your backup center. I'm 6'10", I can move like a guard, I can shoot like a guard, we can still play small ball and play 5 out and play how we usually want to with this offense. I'm your guy here, all right? I can do this. This is his opportunity to show that. And it was kind of encapsulated as well in the article that I found and read that we're kind of covering here today by Ivan White over at Sports Illustrated Inside the Thunder. On Thursday, the Thunder announced that Jaylin Williams, J. Will, suffered a right hamstring strain and would be evaluated again after the preseason, while Isaiah Hartenstein is set to man the middle alongside Chet Holmgren this season. A lack of a third big man could allow the Thunder to experiment with small ball in the preseason. Oklahoma City will have 5 preseason contests, 4 against NBA teams, although the Thunder will likely be focused on integrating Hartenstein and Alex Caruso. Coach Mark Daigneault will have plenty of room to experiment outside of the new additions. That could open a spot in the preseason rotation for Ousmane Dieng entering his 3rd year. Dieng will face a make-or-break season that could decide not only his future with the Thunder, but also his future in the NBA. So already going right into it, talking about how this preseason could decide his future with the Thunder, but also what teams are going to do with him in the NBA. So you're going to have to go back overseas. Is he going to be a bust? What is happening with him? Now, going into the second part of the article here, so we can get it out of the way. With Jaylin Williams and Kenrich Williams slated to miss time early, Dieng must perform well in training camp. Last season, Dieng capped a successful G League campaign and was named Finals MVP after helping the OKC Blue win the title. With the Blue, Dieng showed flashes of being an NBA caliber player. It remains to be seen if that can fully translate to his time with the Thunder. More than anything else, Dieng's aggressiveness and confidence needs to be on display while he's in a Thunder uniform. While his size makes him most effective as a forward, Dieng's 6'10" frame makes him an interesting option at the 5. With 2 potential options inside missing time early, Dieng could slot in as the big. That could allow him to play to his strengths, playing alongside Holmgren or Hartenstein, but also test his ability to match up with centers. Dieng's chances of becoming a regular in Oklahoma City's rotation are limited, but with injuries arising the weeks before tip-off, he must seize this opportunity. No doubt about it. No doubt this is his time where he has to be like, look, there's a reason you drafted me, and this is the reason right here. All right, I deserve to be on the Thunder for a long term. Now, not making a ton of money, of course, but for sure being on the Thunder for the next few years or so, next few seasons. He just needs to actually play well and succeed in the preseason if he actually wants to make it. And he could end up taking over for J. Will's role. Now, I love J. Will. I do. I actually like J. Will over Ousmane Dieng more. All right, J. Will, he's 6'10", 250 pounds. He's a big body. He's a good backup center, and he's smart. He plays smart, and he has a good little three-point shot as well. And he's not afraid to play physical and use his size. Ous, on the other hand, sometimes he likes to act like he's a 6'5 guard or 6'4 guard where he can't go down low. You're 6'10", 235 pounds. You can go down low, Dieng. That's the only thing I don't really like about Ousmane, is the fact that he doesn't play to his size. He acts like he's small when he's not in reality. And he has to prove that he can use his size offensively and defensively this preseason, with J. Will and Kenrich Williams missing some significant time. J. Will missing the entirety of the preseason. And talking about Dieng as well, it's not like he's a bad basketball player. When you look at the stats here, all right, look at these stats. These are his career stats so far. In 33 games last year, averaging 11 minutes a game. I know there were some games he got like 18, 20 minutes due to like injuries or playing lower level teams there. He averaged 4 points a game, 42% from the field, 30% from the three-point line, 87% from the free throw line, but he's not shooting a ton of free throws anyways. He averaged a rebound and a half, an assist, half a turnover, and not even close to a half a steal or block a game. Defensively, just not there. That's the problem. Defensively, he's not there. The interesting thing, however, is I wanted to see what his per 48-minute stats were. How do you look per 48 minutes? And he doesn't look bad. All right, these are his per 48-minute stats here. Averaging in the 33 games last season, averaging 17.5 points a game per 48. Shooting 42% from the field, of course, and this is him taking 15 field goals a game. I think if he did, it would actually translate. He'd probably take like 12 or 10 shots a game would be my guess with all the scoring options we have on this team. The only thing I don't like is his three-point shot isn't quite really there yet. I want his three-point shot to be a little bit better, but he's not afraid to shoot it, and he can make them from time to time, shooting 30%. 87% from the free throw line still. All those numbers are still going to be the same. It's his rebounding and like all the other stats that kind of jumps out to me. Per 48, he'd be averaging 7 rebounds a game, 5 assists, a steal a game, and then half a block a game. But he'd be averaging 2.5 turnovers, which I don't like at all. Not at all. All right, I don't really like that. And the season before as well, his per 48 stats were nice, averaging 9 rebounds a game per 48. All right. He just needs to show off that I can use my size and be a big man rebounding the ball if need be. That's what he really needs to show off. He needs to show off, yes, I can be a big man. I can rebound. I can, contest shots. I can, help us out down low. I can shoot the three ball. He needs to show all that off. He needs to show everything. And he really only talked about how, I work well off ball. Show how you can use your body and use your size to set screens off ball to get guys open. Use your size to set pick and rolls, pick and pop, so you can actually show off your shot a little bit as well. He needs to really show off his size. Not just the off-ball movement, but his size now is what he really needs to show off in the preseason. If he wants minutes with the Thunder and wants to stay in OKC for a little bit and maybe even stay in the league at this point, as it's not looking good for him at all. It's just a fact he doesn't use his size. It is a small ball kind of world now in the NBA, but you still need to take advantage of your size like Ousmane Dieng has with the skill set you have as well. He really needs to take advantage of that. He does this preseason. And if he doesn't, we could potentially not see him in the NBA. All right? He could potentially just stay in the G League for the entirety of his career, which would suck to see someone with so much potential to be good, actually just stay in the G League and not ever make it at the NBA level. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys personally think. Do you think Ousmane Dieng is going to live up to the task of taking over for J. Will's minutes? I'm in this video as soon as like the sun's coming here too. So that's kind of weird. But do you think Ousmane Dieng can actually show off in the preseason and take over those J. Will minutes in the regular season? Or do you think that's not going to happen, that J. Will is going to get the minutes back regardless whether Ousmane Dieng performs or not? Let me know what you guys personally think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video.